Hello guys, welcome to a new series, educational series, surprisingly. I'll be doing on this channel a little bit as a side project, you know what I'm saying? It's called Psych Sim 5 by Thomas E. Ludwig. I don't know who this guy is, but I'm just going to do pretty much all of these in a random order. And since high school almost out, since teenagers are interested in the whole dating and mating thing, let's go check out dating and mating. Okay. Okay, I'm gonna read this to you guys out loud, and then you guys just listen and read and whatever. Dating and mating. Mate selection is one of the most fascinating aspects of human behavior. In every culture around the world, most people, usually over 9%, marry at least once in their lives, and even those who never marry generally have some sort of romantic experience. From puberty through the rest of their lives, both men and women spend a great deal of time and energy advertising themselves as potential mates and evaluating the desirability of the other person as mates. This is especially true during the years of adolescence, adolescence and early adulthood, when the pressures to attract acceptable mates are most intense. Well, I can't talk today. In the animal world, most species have a set of fairly rigid courtship behaviors. Animals who deviate from the courtship behavior rarely attract a mate, so the genes are not passed on to the next generation. Ooh, that sucks for them. Humans are more flexible and creative about mating. Oh, yeah, well, but even so, every human culture has an elaborate set of courtship rules. What are some of the courtship rituals at your school? Let's see here. Well, we got twerking, like the girls would try twerking for the boys, or the boys would try twerking for the girls. Except the boys would normally try to twerk for the girls at dances. Yeah, I know, it's crazy. Hugging, kissing, all that crap. Why do people fall in love? In earlier centuries, it was common for parents to arrange their children's marriages. Oh yeah, there were the good times. Although some agricultural societies still follow this custom, surprisingly, it is rarely practiced in industrialized countries. Most North Americans and Europeans, notice how they say most, are opposed to arranged marriages, preferring to believe that people are better off freely choosing their mate on the basis of compatibility and love. True that, because if I had to marry, my parents arranged for me to marry my first ex, things would not work out. Things would just not work out. And romantic attraction was once considered too difficult to study. After all, falling in love is a very private personal experience. But today's researchers have I apologize. Have devised, various techniques to measure these private feelings. After studying the factors that influence romantic attraction, social psychologists have concluded that these are especially important. Okay, let's check out what my homeboys got. I don't understand that picture. Anyway, proximity. Although we sometimes swept off our feet by a stranger, we usually select mates from the group of people with whom we are familiar, the people we associate with at school, on the job, or in our communities. Yeah, I think that's true. I had an ex who was outside the city, but it wasn't really that good of a relationship because we lack proximity. I feel like if she was at my school, things would have worked out far more better. Similarity. The proverb opposites attract rarely holds true. Yeah, almost never. People generally choose mates who are similar to them on a variety of dimensions, including physical characteristics such as height, weight, and race, as well as education and intelligence, and religious and political attitudes. Physical attractiveness. Good-looking people, as defined within society, or anywhere, have an advantage, at least in the early stages of a relationship. In one study, researcher Elaine Hatfield and her colleagues matched college students with attractive or unattractive blind dates. Both males and females paired with attractive dates reported liking their date more than those paired with unattractive dates. That's common sense, but I guess that's just my hindsight bias showing. But although we may prefer to date someone who is very attractive, in the end, we generally choose mates who are similar to us in physical attractiveness. I really hope I got 5 on my AP psychology exam. Just a random thought there. My ideal mate. Okay, guys, here my survey go. Let me read the instructions to this. Okay, excuse me. Yikes. Your ideal mate. What's wrong with my finger here? Alright, your ideal mate. What sort of characteristics would your ideal mate have? Would that person be male or female? Female. Would that person be short or tall? I'd say about relatively my size, maybe shorter. Thin or heavy? I would prefer thick. Older or younger than you are? I would say a little bit younger, like by like a year or two. Let's find out by giving you the ideal romantic partner survey. In this survey, you will be able to specify the characteristics of your dream partner on a number of different physical and psychological dimensions. When you have finished, we'll compare your preferences with the result of research on this topic. So pay attention, my female viewers. For each item indicating what characteristic you refer to your ideal. Yeah, you have to read that. Okay, the ideal romantic partner survey. My ideal romantic partner would be about an inch shorter than I am. Why not? Maybe now, ladies, I would probably settle for exactly my height or even taller. But I prefer normally just these two would be my main thing. Maybe this. Oh snap! Alright, let's see here. Why am I making my phone follow the mouse? Now compare your preferences to the research. Did any research will surprise you? If not, not really. Like stereotypically, that is how it is. But typical male care for your mate, I suppose. Any reason to surprise you? Yeah, a little bit. Now, my things to do in these submitting boxes, I just type in the letter J. Don't ask why J, I just do. And then we get the yellow box. Research I found quite a bit of variability in the responses by female, and when such variability in the responses by males, I don't care if I'm misspeaking something. But on average, the characteristics that males are looking for in an ideal romantic partner are different from those sought by females. I don't highlight this thing. I could pause this for you guys want to read any of this. But let's see here. Some psychologists now argue that the roots of love, or at least the fact that influence lies stretch back to the early years of human life on this planet, cultural universals, and mate selection today. Let's see here. Charles Darwin's supposed favorable on the origin of the species would present his theory of evolution to the process of natural selection. Each plant or animal species develops certain distinctive characteristics that help them survive in the hostile environment. Many animals develop characteristics such as bright feathers or large antlers, which have no obvious survival value. In fact, sometimes the bright feathers would probably hurt the chances of survival. But Darwin outlined a theory of sexual selection in the book. He proposed that some characteristics evolve not because they have survival value for the animal itself, but because they have reproductive benefits. They increase the chances that the animal will attract a mate and that they're designed to reproduce. I guess something like for humans, like maybe women with big breasts or big bones, maybe. I don't know. That's my guess. I don't know over here. Well, by the way, check the time. 1:39 a.m. So this is why I'm tired like this. I have a gender differences in mate selection. Dun 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 dun. New field of psychology applied Darwin's theory of sexual selection of human mate behavior, especially to mechanisms believed to guide evolutionary change, preferred characteristics in a mate, and competition for a mate. Across culture, men consistently place more value than women do on a potential mate's physical attractiveness. youthness, and health. Women constantly place more value than men do on on attracting mature, dominant, affluent, powerful mates. Women who also want mates who will make a long-term investment in their offspring. That's nice. For a woman to reproduce, she must endure a long pregnancy and dangerous travel, and then feed and care for the child until it's old enough to survive on its own. Her chances of reproductive success are greatly enhanced by selecting a mate who will stay around after conception to provide protection, food, and other resources, and just to help out with all the work. Or millions a year, women who preferred men with these characters have children who survive. Today, women are the descendants of females who were good at evaluating the resources and commitment of potential mates. On the other hand, a man's ability to reproduce depends on his mate's fertility. His chances of reproductive success are greatly enhanced by selecting a mate who is young and healthy. So see, I'm doing a good thing by picking a woman who's a year or two younger than me. Over millions of years, men who prefer young, vigorous mates with clear skin, bright eyes, and symmetrical faces to indicate good health have many healthy children, whereas men who prefer older women or women with chronic disease are less likely to produce offspring, or their offspring die. Today, men are descendants of males who are good at visually assessing the health and fertility of potential mates. Good job, guys. Good job. Prevented all the arguments. J. Let's just go with J. Or J4. That could work. J4. You might get not everyone is persuaded by the explanations. Several concerns have been raised about the learn about the learn to do the. Yeah, I learned all this, but I'm just too lazy to type. I'm not gonna lie to you. Bikinis. Let's try a simple demonstration to illustrate the power of man's visual assessment. The drawings illustrate 5 different types of body. Examine each of the drawings, and then click on the drawing that you think represent the ideal woman from the point of view of a prospective male to get a female mate. Let's go with this one. Some women prefer thin women, and others prefer plump women. Research by shows that men show cousin prefer for men with a waist to hip ratio of 0.70. The ideal woman, regardless of her otherwise weight, has hip roughly a third larger than her waist. A visually apparent ratio that reflects good hormonal balance, higher fertility, and greater resistance to disease. Haven't learned this for about a month, so for like 2 or 3 months. A good thing I can take in the review. Most women seem to be aware of males' preferences because they also select an ideal ideal woman, drawing with a thin waist to this ratio. But when researchers Paul rather and Weber use female figure drawing that very enzyme, the parameters to go into like a drawing of female who something that most men actually prefer. Oh yeah, that it kind of true, like women and stuff like that. Making up and breaking up. Okay, so what you gotta read, I read, and then I'll explain it. You guys watch this video while I think.
Have you ever been jealous? Yeah. If he flirts with other people? With women? Do you think that she gets jealous? No, I don't think so. Do you get jealous?
No, I don't. I trust her.
She's just gonna call me, and I'm waiting for a phone call, and I call her, and she's with some other guy or something. That's like one of the big ones right there.
Are you more threatened by someone's emotional attachment to loved one or other, or a physical attraction? I would say I'm threatened by both. I would say emotional attachment is because physical is just something that changes. People want to change, but emotional is just kind of more deep and more intense.
Basically, reproductive success is greatest when couple form a secure bond. The present arrival represents a reproductive threat, and Like, just to worry about the chance of survival and offspring and all that good stuff. I'm sorry for my bad explanation now, but as it gets 1:45 a.m., I'm just getting really tired. So after this video, I might just take a nap. I might even go mute and let you guys just skip through the 12 to 20 slides. The evolution of gender. I don't read this part. Males, always uncertain about who fathers their children, have evolved a great concern for a mate's sexual infidelity. Males who do not show sexual jealousy risk raising another man's children, thus losing out in the genetic struggle. On the other hand, females clearly know who gave birth to their children. However, because the female reproductive that often depends on the male's resources, females have evolved a great concern that their mate will become emotionally attached to another woman. Females who do show emotional commitment jealousy risk having their mate's resources diverted to raising another woman's children. That's some deep stuff right there. I hope you people taking notes. Uh-oh. In your local bookstore, you may be able to know nothing about the impact of all sexual preferences on human behavior. Consider the difference in two forms of fantasy literature: men's erotic magazines and women's romance novels. Men's magazines tend to be highly visualized, depicting attractive and poses suggesting sexual availability. For instance, anonymous, non-committal encounters. Women's romance novels tend to include an extended courtship by a tender, considered male who is sufficiently overwhelmed by passion for the hearing that he pledges a lifelong commitment. Basically, we have unrealistic expectations of our mates, apparently. And in the real world, homie, mate selection involves a compromise between the ideal romantic partner and the pool of available mate partner. Evolutionary psychologists propose that sexual fantasy, unencumbered by the complication of real life, more closely reflects the essential elements of our evolved preferences. True that. I don't know what you just said, but true that. A final bit of evidence concerning gender differences in mate preferences can be found to classify personal advertising of many newspapers. If you examine the characteristics as a necessary desirable, wow, I'm sorry for my tiredness. For a potential partner, you will generally find a male taking a struggle who is interested in fun rather than commitment. It's not that us fellas, we just want to be up all night to get lucky. And the females generally are seeking a mature, valuable partner with financial resources who are willing to invest time and money in the relationship. Hey ladies, you retarded idiots. I mean, you beautiful people. I'm that type of I'm a responsible, mature partner with financial resources who are willing to invest time and money in a relationship. If you ignore the fact this is just a character I do, like personality I set up on my YouTube channel, and me being this one random fun guy. Wait, how you gonna call me out on what I just typed? Earlier, you motherfucker. You can see from these examples, evolutionary psychologists have found support for their perspective from surveys. I was persuaded by the evolutionary explanation. Were you persuaded? Or you committed? I'm only on slide 15, y'all. What are some of the weaknesses of the evolutionary perspective on mate selection? For one thing, critics consider the hindsight experience that discovered the behavior of today men and women are reasoning backward to what might have happened over evolutionary. I'm moving my mouth along what I'm reading right now so you guys can read it while I mumble through. Evolutionary explanation reinforces the current female stereotypes and them by suggesting that nothing can be done without them because it's in our genes. If any female watching this is not turned on by it, it's kind of turned off and not interested in being a mate, I can't blame them, but I'm tired. So even a million years sexual selection have shaped our behavior, and to da. The top two preferences for mates for kindness and intelligence. Okay, let's go with that. Finally, remember that no matter what courage people do, they generally marry someone who serves them on all dimensions. Come and get me, ladies. Okay. Here are the main points. Adolescents and young adults invest great effort in attracting potential mates and selecting an appropriate partner. Researchers have found that 3 factors are probably important in predicting mate selection: proximity, similarity, and physical attractiveness. Proximity and attractiveness seem more important in initiating a relationship, which similar and more important in sustaining a partnership. International surveys have found that across culture, men constantly place more value than women do on that stuff. And evolutionary psychologists believe that they can explain these gender differences in mate selection in terms of Darwin's theory of evolution is the thing. Can I just go to sleep now? I want to make another video, which will probably kill me. And then this about jealousy. I don't have an instructor. This is like this awkward moment. And here you people go. Enjoy. If you care about any of the references, just pause the video, look these people up.